Okay. Y'all can see the title. Y'all know what it is. So, this is what the current American policy is. Hold on. Had to sneeze there. So, the current American policy is homosexual imperialism. Why do I say this? Well, it's because basically people will give the excuse that we are here to free people so that they can live their lives in homosexual peace, right? That's the whole idea of it. So they want to make the image. This is why critical race theory and, the LGBTQIA movement, the gay movement, is such a big thing, because obviously this is a form. This is the new imperialism, basically. And of course, as much as people want to say, well, we still respect trans rights, this and that, eventually, the only way that you're going to become a real revolutionary is to become a reactionary and being against that. But that's my opinion. The thing is that imperialism, depending on who you listen to, has always at least had a goal. It's had an overarching scheme, so that people can say this is the reason why we're doing it. Like I say, people who supported the British in India would say, oh, well, they helped get rid of a lot of the weirder practices like, human sacrifices and whatnot, and they civilized them. They made some of them go to church and this and that, right? Okay. So you have that. There are other folks that'll say, oh, well, look at the, South Africa, they just wanted to civilize folks, and it was one of the most richest countries. Same thing with Rhodesia, right? There's been this overarching theme where it's like, we are here to, the noble savages that are out there. We have to make them, believe what we believe, so that they can, so that they will be civil, and so that they will be, I'm trying to think of the word now, civilized, basically. And of course, nowadays, is that now we're going to say, well, we have to make them civilized so that they are respectful of LGBTQIA rights. That's the whole idea, isn't it? It's the whole idea of, painting the rainbow flag on a, we've all seen the meme, right? Where it says, BLM on the bomb coming out of the B-52, right? But this is the new imperialism. This is at least the excuse that we are here to free all those people that, all the homosexuals are being tossed off the roofs by ISIS. Of course, we created ISIS, but that's a whole other thing. This is the ideology that the U.S. has decided to go with, and it's going to become more so in the future. Now, of course, if you listen to people like Tariq Nasheed, you would say that, yeah, this is just how white folks are. They love homosexuality. They just procreate so they can keep having kids. But the pleasure comes from. Oh man. Anywho, but the thing is, though, this is the future of it, and the only way you can fight it, in my opinion, is to become more of a just become more of a conservative, socially conservative person who respects the sanctity of marriage, that man shall not lie down with man as he does with woman, and promoting more traditional lifestyles. This is something we've obviously seen that from Tariq Nasheed, right? This is what they are promoting. Have a strong black family. They're promoting this sort of conservatism. Of course, the thing is, it doesn't get as much ink and doesn't get as much play on Vosh's channel or on Hassan Piker's channel, because if they do that, they don't want to appear racist, where it's like, yeah, we support black nationalism, we just don't support all this traditionalism type stuff. We don't like to talk about Yaqub, but we're just going to say that he was a fascist, this and that, which kind of proves Tariq Nasheed's point, where it's like, yeah, the gay community has always had that the sort of anti-black sense, but I don't want to give him too much credit. But the thing is, though, this is the future of the United States. This is why people support Israel, because they're so tolerant of homosexuality. This is, these awful, awful parades in Tel Aviv that you'll see. And, the only real hope is that eventually Israel will become truly a Jewish state. And, that they will just say no more. But I think that's not going to occur. I think that people will just say, well, we are religious Zionists, this and that. But they're more afraid of Arabs and of Muslims than they are of homosexuality. And I think that's where it is. But yeah, I think that's all I really have to say about it. But yeah, homosexual imperialism is a new imperialism. As much as people want to lie about it, as much as people want to say, no, that's not what's occurring, this and that, or, oh, we can make it better. It's like homosexuality doesn't have anything to do with imperialism. It's like, well, But yeah, I think that's all I have to say on that one. That was kind of a rant and rave, but I do think that ultimately, instead of improving people's lives, it's more now we're shifting to, we are more accepting of other people, and you have to be accepting as well of the LGBTQ movement. Otherwise, you're going to be invaded. Otherwise, we're going to send drones to get you, you bigot. And then they can, at least in their own minds or in the minds of some morons who can say they hold the moral high ground. That's the whole idea of it, right? That the U.S. can hold the moral high ground and say, yes, we are fighting for LGBTQ rights. We're not fighting for God anymore. We are not fighting for, the freedom. We're not fighting for people to all have a liberal government, a representative government. No. Now it's about gay rights. And what's going to come of that is a more reactionary, so to speak, society, and even more repression of homosexuals. I laugh, but that is what's going to happen. But of course, there are some countries, of course, that are going to be ignored, probably because they hold a strategic value. People don't talk about Brunei and the horrible things necessarily that go on there. Gay rights activists do, but in general, the U.S. government doesn't. They won't talk about Saudi Arabia. They won't talk about, other countries as well. They will talk about Europe, of course, which is hugely paused, but, you know what I mean? Anywho, I think that's all I have to say on that one. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that one. See you later, and a goodbye.